In today's video, I will be ranking every free Fortnite skin, and I honestly think you'll be shocked at how many free skins we've gotten in this game. Even though Fortnite is a free game, they've given us opportunities to earn free skins throughout the years, whether that's linking our Epic account to a Lego account, earning levels in the game, or just opening presents in Crackshot's cabin. Now for this video, I won't be including console exclusives, the Season 8 Battle Pass, and skins you could get for free by placing high in a tournament. That will be its own video down the road. Now of course this ranking is just my opinion, so be sure to let me know how you'd rank these skins in the comments. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to use code TuneSpider in the Fortnite item shop to support me. And now let's get to ranking. Alright, so I'm going to start with the newest free skin, which is Hairpin. You can get it by getting 15 saves in Rocket League Online. And honestly, I really like this skin. It's a pit stop reskin, and I actually might like it more than the original. I think the navy blue and the gold looks very clean on this skin, and the little design details help the suit pop a little bit. I really think highly of this skin, so I will be putting it in the peak tier. Next up is Blitz Knight, which you could get for free by getting 15 account levels or top 10 in 20 Blitz matches. And I think this is such a tough looking skin, from the outfit, the colors, and the black helmet with the gold eyes. I think this is a very cool design, and it's an awesome Knight skin that I really like. I think this will also be going in the peak tier. Now I know I just started off with 2 peak skins, but trust me, not all of them will be in that ranking. So now we're moving on to Burn Off, which you could get for free by logging into the Fortnite app on mobile. Now for me personally, I always really liked the whiteout skin, so I was excited for a reskin, and I think it's pretty good. I like the dark suit with red flames. It's simple, but it looks good in my opinion, so she will be going in the A tier. Next up is Iridia Vane, which you could get for free through Party Up quests. And I know it's not the most popular skin, but I actually kind of like it, or at least I like the creativity of it, right? Like I like the outfit, I like the colors, I like the design on that skirt, and I think the boots are pretty cool as well. And it's a plus that she's got a tattoo on the arm. So I'm going to be putting her in the B tier. I know that's probably going to be a hot take. Next up is the First Order Stormtrooper, and you could get this by linking your Epic Games and Disney account. And I mean, this is just a spot on design for the First Order Stormtroopers. This looks really good, as the Stormtroopers always do in Fortnite. They really lock in when it comes to their designs. So I'm going to be putting this one in the S tier. Moving on to Vanguard Zadie, which you could get by earning 50 account levels. And this is honestly a really good reskin for Zadie, I'm not gonna lie. The outfit is simple, but it's pretty sleek. I really like the cape and the hood, I think that's cool. But the mask is the best part. I love the red eyes, I think it looks super sick. So in my opinion, I think Vanguard Zadie deserves to be in the S tier. Moving on to Duplicate from the Invincible show, you could get her through the Party Up quests. And I'm not gonna lie to you, not the biggest fan of her in the show and not the biggest fan of her skin. Here's where I will give it a compliment, is they did a good job matching it from the show into the game, but I've just really never been a fan of like her suit or her just overall design. And I'm also not the biggest fan of her cell shading. Sometimes Fortnite does a great job with the cell shading skins, and other times they don't come out that well, and I think this was one of those cases. So I'm going to be putting her in the D tier. Next up is Santa Dog, which you could get through the Winterfest presents. And I love this because it feels like a callback to Snoop and the Stoop. Plus, I just kind of like the collab. Seeing a collab skin paired with the festivities in Fortnite is pretty cool. I think they did a good job with the design. I love the back of the jacket. That's probably my favorite part. Overall, I think they did a good job with the skins. So he's going to be going in the A tier. Then moving on to Yule Jacket, which is a reskin for Yellow Jacket, but is a little bit different. So you could get her through the Winterfest presents. She has a red Winterfest beanie. I really like the elevation mask that she comes with. The white and the red is a good color scheme. I really like it. So she will be going in the S tier. Then moving on to Cord Kahile, who you could get through the Fortnite mobile app quests. And at first glance, I honestly wanted to put this skin in D, I'm not gonna lie. But taking my time and looking at it, it's not as bad as I thought at first glance. I like the simple shirt with the skull design. I like the purple ripped pants. I like the tattoos. I mean, there's actually some design qualities that I like to this skin. It is super simple and maybe not the best skin for Fortnite, but I do think there's some good details to it, so I'll be putting it in the C tier. Then moving on to Holiday Boxy, who you could get through Winterfest gifts. And I do like the Boxy skins. I think they're fun. They're definitely not my favorite by any means, but a Boxy skin with the holiday theme is pretty cool. Definitely gets you in the festive mood, and it fits well since you open presents on Christmas. So I'll put her in the B tier. I think she's a solid skin. Then next up is Winterfest Bushranger, who you could get through the Winterfest gifts. And honestly, I got beef with this skin. This skin pisses me off when I see it, I'm not gonna lie, but I do have to acknowledge that it is a good skin. Using Bushranger for Winterfest was so smart because you can hang ornaments on him. He's got the Santa hat. I mean, I can't help but know that it's a good skin even though I got beef with him. So I will be putting him in the A tier. Next up is Jackie, who you could get by reaching gold ranked in rocket racing. And I'm gonna be real with you, I'm not the biggest fan of this skin. I don't really like the outfit. There's just really nothing that I like about it, so I can't even try to reach to put it in C, so I'm gonna be putting her in the D tier. Then next up is going to be Mr. Dappermint, who you could get by linking your Lego and Epic accounts. And I mean, this skin wasn't actually free at first, but now it is when you link the accounts, like I mentioned. And it's a pretty cool candy cane skin. It's great for the winter time. It can definitely get you in the spirit. I don't think it's like the best skin ever or the best meme skin, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Then next up is Slayer Juice World, who you could just get for free by logging into Fortnite during Chapter 2 Remix, which I think was really cool. I loved everything that they did for Juice World during that season, and I think his item shop skin is one of the best icon skins that we've ever gotten, and the concert was incredible. Now for like the anime Slayer Juice World skin, I do think it's really good. It's on the simple side, but I like the outfit, I like the design to it, so I'm going to put him in the A tier. Then moving on to Felina, who you could get by earning 50 account levels. And what was really cool about this skin as well was the rank you earned, you unlocked a style for that skin, and there was some really cool colors for Felina, especially when you got towards like Platinum and Elite and Champion. Those were some of my favorite styles for her. And I like the vibe of this like assassin robot skin from Kotatek in the secretive relinks lab. I think that's really cool. I think that's a good backstory for the skin, and honestly, in my opinion, it makes it a little more interesting. So I'm going to be putting her in the peak tier because of the styles, because of the backstory, and overall I just like the skin. Then next up is Catalina from the mobile app quest. That's how you could get her for free, and she has such a great design. I like the outfit, I like the little details to the skin, I like the colors that they chose for her. The little mouse toy attached to the belt is so fun, and like the feathers on the back, so I just really like the cat theme that goes with the skin, so I'm going to be putting her in the S tier. Then moving on to Explorer Emily, who you could get by linking your Lego and Epic account, and in my opinion this skin is so good. I like the blue and yellow color scheme to the outfit. I feel like the skin just looks perfect for a Lego collab. With the adventure outfit that she has 2 styles, which I think is cool. I really like the face model for the skin. I would love to see it used again in the future. I really do like this skin, so I'm going to be putting her in the S tier. Then next up is Trailblazer Ty, who you can get through a free quest pack. I like the skin. It's not my favorite by any means, but I think it has some good detail. Like the tattoo on the forearm, I like the forearm guard, I like the shoulder pad that he's got going. I like that the pants and the boots look a little worn out. Kind of helps give it that explorer vibe. So I'm going to be putting this in the B tier. Then moving on to Runway Racer, who you could get by earning 50 account levels, and this is a great skin. Comes with a good amount of styles. I really like the orange and black. I like the hat. I like the goggles. There's just so much that I like about it, so I'm going to be putting it in the S tier. Then next up is Redcap, who you could get for free by referring a friend. And I like the mushroom skin. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a good meme skin. I like the glow that comes off of the mushroom. I think that's pretty unique. The outfit is pretty good. Overall, I think it's just a good skin, so I'm going to put them in the A tier. Then next up is Underworld Desdemona, who you could get for free by earning 50 account levels, and I mean, this is a crazy good skin. Not only do I really like the design, I love the shade of blue. I think that looks so good for her. I really like the horns, the tail is fun, and I really like the light blue like tattoos or markings that you can find on her body. I think this is an insanely good skin. She's going to be going in the peak tier. Then next up is Clone Trooper, who you could actually get for free through the Find the Force event pass during Chapter 4 Season 2. And much like what I said about First Order Stormtrooper, I mean, this is just a good, accurate skin to the Clone Troopers from the movies. In my opinion, deserves to be right next to First Order Stormtrooper in the S tier. Then moving on to Cold-Blooded Ace, who you could get for free through the Most Wanted event pass during Chapter 4 Season 1. That was such a fun event or couple weeks in general. I really liked the gameplay during the Most Wanted stuff, and I think this skin was really cool to go along with it. Really like the outfit, love the 2 different helmet styles. I think this is a great skin to earn for free. Personally, I think it's one of the best free skins that we've ever gotten. I'm going to be putting her in the peak tier. Then moving on to Arctic Adeline, who you could get for free through the Winterfest presents. I've never been the biggest fan of the Adeline designs, to be honest with you. I think this one's pretty good because I think it fits the vibe of Winterfest. I like the colors. Not the biggest fan of the bottom of the pants. I don't know why. I do acknowledge that it's kind of unique, but it's really just not for me. And I do think she's a solid skin, so I'll put her in the B tier. Then next up is Sled Ready Guff, who you could get through the Winterfest presents, and I love this design for Guff. I just love Guff in general. I just want to give him a hug, to be honest with you. Looks so nice, so fluffy. This is a fun design for Winterfest. Going to be putting him in the A tier. And the reason why I didn't put him in S is because of this next one, Guff Gringle, who you could get for free in the item shop. I love this Guff design. This is actually my favorite Guff skin. And Guff Gringle just has a nice ring to it, so I'm going to be putting him in the S tier. And then next up is Chrome Punk, who you could get through earning 50 account levels, and this skin is so sick. I like the original Punk skin, but this one is even better in my opinion. The chrome just goes so well with the outfit, with the pumpkin head, and you can't tell me those red eyes don't look insanely cool. This skin is going in the peak tier. And then next up is Xander, who you could get from referring a friend. I think it's a solid skin. I like the like mist or aura that comes off of the skin. I like the mask as well. It doesn't have like the craziest design, but I think it has a good color scheme and overall is pretty solid, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Then moving on to Major Man Cake, who you can get for free through the Crown Crash challenges in Fall Guys. And this is a good Man Cake skin, don't get me wrong, I think the original is way better. I really don't like those thigh pads, to be honest with you. For me, that is definitely the worst part about this skin, but other than that, I mean, it's Man Cake. How could you not like Man Cake? Great meme skin. I'm going to put this one in the A tier. And then next up is Tectonic Complex from the Lava series, actually, who you could get for free through the item shop quest pack. And I kind of like the skin. I think the lava looks pretty good. I think the bright orange and the black looks pretty good for her outfit. I do like the design. I think I like the original Complex just a little bit more, but I do think it's a solid skin, so I'm going to put her in the B tier. Then moving on to Polar Peely, who you could get through Winterfest presents. And I mean, Peely's one of the goats, right? I mean, this is Fortnite's mascot. It's pretty rare that he has a miss with one of his designs. I like the frozen banana aspect. I think that's funny. So I'm going to be putting him in the A tier. The next up is Chrisabel, who you could get for free through the Winterfest presents. And I always really like the Isabel skins. I think they look really good. I like the base designs. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they were created by someone in the community, which I think is really cool. As much as I like the base design, when it comes to like the Isabel skin, for example, what I love is the transformational emote into like that vigilante, almost looking like she should be in the Bat family type skin with the hood, the suit, the cape. I think that's really cool. And I just feel like that's missing from the skin. So I'm going to put her in the B tier. And then moving on to Blizzabelle, who's the free item shop skin, just a different color of Chrisabel, and pretty much the same exact thing for this skin. I like the colors, I like the base style, I like the details, fits well for Winterfest, but it's just missing that transformational emo and that other style that I know is there, so I'm going to be putting her in the B tier as well. Then moving on to Rainbow Racer, who you can get through referring a friend. I know the Racer skins are simple, but I kind of like them. They kind of have like that chapter 1 charm to them, and I don't mind the design. I think they're pretty solid. I like the colors to this. I like the look to the suit, so I'm going to put her in the B tier. Moving on to Ruby Shadows from the Shadow series, who you could get for free through the item shop quest pack. Now I know this is going to sound funny because I did call this skin overrated during my video about the overrated skin from every series, but I also acknowledge that it's a good skin, and I do like the skin. I like the simple black outfit with a little bit of pop of white. I like the white eyes. It's simple, but I do like it, so I'm going to be putting her in the A tier. Then next up is Frost Squad, who you can get from the Operation Snowdown quest rewards. I really like her skin, I'm going to be honest. Not only do I like the colors, I like the outfit a lot. I like the beanie, I like the crop top jacket with the shirt. I love the tree and the branches design, and it looks like the snow coming down on her legs. Love the blue boots. I mean, there's really a lot that I like about this skin, so I'm going to put her in the A tier. Then moving on to Snow Mando, who you could also get through the Operation Snowdown quest rewards, and this is an action-packed snowman, the way I like to think of it. Tactical snowman. I like the skin. It's pretty cool, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. I think it's a solid skin. Then next up is Lieutenant Evergreen, who you could get through Winterfest presents, and it's basically Jonesy wearing a tree costume. I don't mind the skin. It's definitely not one of my favorites, not one of my favorite meme skins or Winterfest skins. However, I don't think it's a terrible skin, so I'm going to put him in the C tier. Then moving on to Woolly Warrior, who you could also get through the Winterfest presents. And this skin in a way is like Cuddle Team Leader, except for a woolly mammoth. So she's wearing a woolly mammoth skin, and I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm going to put her in the B tier. I think it's a solid skin. And then last but not least is the Scientist, who you could get for completing 7 Meteor Rise challenges. And technically the skin was a secret skin, so you had to complete the challenges, but there was like a glitch or a bug, and anybody could get the Scientist for free, and Epic just let the people keep it for free. So I decided to count it for the video. And as you know, when I've talked about the 7 members in my ranking videos, the Scientist design has always been my least favorite. I do like the blade on the forearm. I think it looks pretty cool. Other than that, just not a big fan of the big bulky skin, to be honest with you. So I'm going to put him in the B tier out of respect for the 7. And there you have it. That is my ranking for every free Fortnite skin that we've gotten. If you enjoy my video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to join my Discord server, that link is going to be in the description. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.